Director of the Quds Centre for Political Studies, Qraib Al Rantawi, joins us now live from Amman. Thank you very much for your time. And first things first, why have the Muslim Brotherhood decided to run in this election after boycotting the previous two?
I think they have a very deep interest to join this election this time, despite all the reasons that somebody raised to justify another decision to boycott the election. One of the major interests for the Muslim Brothers is to revive their legitimacy, which was under risk in the last 2 years in particular, and to arm themselves with a new parliamentary legitimacy in a way or another. We witnessed in the last 2 years a serious discrediting campaign against Muslim Brothers, and they want to prove that they are having the popular influence, but they also having a parliamentary coverage or a parliamentary legitimacy. The other reason from my point of view, which explain why Muslim Brothers run this election with their full capacity, is that they want to prove to the public opinion, to the government, to any other stakeholders in this country that they still divide the divisions they suffered in the last 2 years. They have the influence, and it doesn't impact the popularity of the movement. Therefore, we witnessed them run in more than 17 constituencies out of 23. They have more than 100 candidates, and they are really open their lists for the first time for other groups rather than the party group candidates, like Christian, Chechenians, some personnel from the national trend as well. This is a different campaign with a different interest for Muslim Brothers to run. The third reason, I believe, is to empower themselves in the parliament and to open channels for dialogue and talks with the governments. We witnessed a lack of contacts and talks between the government and the Muslim Brothers in the last few years. Now, being in the parliament, this means that they have the chance really to establish or to resume contacts with the governments and the other inner circles of the regime here in Jordan.
So what would they consider a success in this election?
And I do believe the legislation, the electoral law itself, doesn't allow any popular trend or influence party to gain more certain number of seats. It is designed maybe not to give any single party the opportunity to reach a majority or to create a very big group or bloc in the parliament. Our expectation for this election that Muslim Brothers will gain 20 seats out of 130, plus 1 or 2 seats, minus 1 or 2 seats, which constitute about 15% of the total seats of the parliament, and it reflects to a certain extent their popularity among the Jordanian public opinion, as it's shown in the latest polls and surveys in the country.
So what impact is the Muslim Brotherhood's return to mainstream politics, as it were? What impact is that going to have on Jordanian politics as a whole?
I think it will calm down the tension between the government and the Muslim Brothers. We witnessed a series of tensions in the last few years. This is good for Jordan stability and security. It's also good for Jordan national unity. It's about integration. It's about inclusion, to see all the Jordanian political spectrum in the parliament and to take their role from there. I think it is better than to keep exchanging accuses and blaming from one side to each other. I think it is a better option for the Muslim Brothers on one hand and for the Jordanian national interest, I think, from the other hand.
Okay, Qraib Al Rantawi, thank you very much for your time.
Pleasure.